Our traditional rulers in the country, from the emirs to the king, from the kings to the emirs, are increasingly being humiliated by politicians. And surprisingly, they are also being humiliated by young people who see them as representing old institutions and systems. The very recent one was when Olusegun Obasanjo humiliated the monarchs from Yoruba land in Oyo State. Another example was the brutal dethronement of the Emir of Kano, Sanusi II. All the governor had to do was to simply invoke his constitutional powers to remove the emir after accusing him of insubordination. No one really knows the number of monarchs in Nigeria, but politicians who have constitutional authority can do what they like, even against monarchs that are representing their people, culture, and the culture and people as well from the places where these politicians came from. In my opinion, it is not nice. It is not right. You see, our traditional leaders retain huge influence in many parts of the land, but in recent times and recent events have made some young people question the role of monarchy in the 21st century. Lamido Sanusi is the most high profile of several cases in which politicians have publicly brought monarchs to their heels. Mr. Sanusi was removed for total disrespect of institutions and the governor's office. At least that is what the governor or government of Ganduje said. But in truth, his removal was the culmination of a long Cold War between the governor and the emir. And the governor happens to be a powerful figure within Nigeria's governing All Progressive Congress (APC) political party. Those who are close to him said that the emir expected his removal, but not his banishment to nearby Nasarawa State. After gaining a court order, Sanusi gained his freedom, but the manner of his removal and subsequent detention showed the real power balance between politicians and traditional rulers. Mr. Sanusi's removal confirmed to many people what they have long suspected, that the country's monarchs are only symbolic heads with no real power. Now, the Nigerian constitution actually recognizes the importance of traditional leaders, but they have no role for traditional rulers. They are nevertheless widely respected as custodians of both religion and culture, and this can be seen as a form of power. Now, you see, we can also not blame the politicians without calling the attentions of what the traditional leaders may have also done. Now, the traditional leaders, our monarchs, have simply soiled their hands, which automatically is betting this disrespect. They are corrupt. Most of them bought their ways through to the throne. That means that from the beginning, the foundation has not been set right. So you see, the annoying thing is that the insult they receive it on behalf and for the people they represent. Our monarchs now want to do politics and they're even into it already. Our monarchs want to, they want to go beyond the bounds and limits of where they ought to be. In short, if they could just focus onto their own calling as being monarchs, I think the insult will reduce and over time it will stop. But because of greed, this insatiable appetite for wealth, they keep putting their hands, going to places, doing things that they ought not to do. This alone will make them powerless before politicians. I believe and I hope that they will change and actually follow the rule of law based on the tradition of the land, and things will change for the better, and their power will be restored consciously and unconsciously. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Click on the notification bell so that whenever a new update is published, you'll be the first to get and see it. Thank you, and see you on the next one.